leading the pack. That's P1. And we're in front of Vips, Norris and Ricciardo. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:31.1. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. First position, front of the pack, and just behind us are Vips, Leclerc and Norris. Currently the fastest lap is a 1:32.5. We don't currently have the data for that request. "30 seconds left in the session. Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are Piastri, Norris, Doohan, Russell and Hauger. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:32.9. We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid. Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top 3. Daniel, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. Welcome to Las Vegas, and for Formula One, it's welcome back to Las Vegas. No longer do we race in the Caesars Palace car park. Tonight, the time is right to go racing in the street. Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Daniel lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Russell, Hauger, Albon, Yuri Vips, Leclerc, Théo Pourchaire, Gasly, Tsunoda, Joe, Ricciardo, Doohan, Liam Lawson, Drugovic, Ocon, Magnussen, Sargent, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And now it's time to head down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Got a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. You'll be controlling the pace. Okay. On track, resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car. G for the rest of the Grand Prix if we want to. We'll be getting underway in just a moment. Stand by. Been enabled. DRS is now enabled. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Okay, mate, we might need to look at a new race strategy after that. I've got some options for you, so go and check your MFD. Copy. Virtual safety car, virtual safety car. Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Okay, VSC ending. We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags. Gap to the car in front is 1.6 seconds. Okay, gap to the car behind, 2.4 seconds. Okay, clear. Leclerc's in first place. Okay, some information on Ricciardo. They seem to have an issue. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. Not just victory today then, but the championship as well. What a spectacular season they've had. Congratulations to the whole team. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. And this also means there's no catching our leader anymore, and we crown a new World Drivers' Champion. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I have to give it to Daniel.
And with that result, McLaren can no longer be touched at the top of the table. They've had their ups and downs this season, like all teams, but they've weathered the storm and they've come out on top. McLaren are world champions once again. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.